Greetings, warriors. My name's Pretty, and welcome to an actually, mostly on time Resplendent review. Just a heads up, I am reworking all of the design aesthetic sheets right now. It's a big work in progress, so thank you everybody for who's been answering my survey. You rock. I appreciate you. It was a very beefy survey. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you. I don't really have too much to say before we just dive on in, shall we? Our Resplendent right now, that just came out, is...
Honestly, what did you have in mind when you gave me this outfit?
Yeah, Aversa. That has been a shock for quite a few of us. And I think it's a good thing. I think it's a good shock. It's a very good shock. So we're going to break down her design and see how well it fits into, well, the light fairies. So she has a lot of key features of light fairies. She has the pastel colors. She has the big wings, which are her cloak. She's got happy appearing flowers, so not like dark in color. They're very, cute and innocent looking. There are discrepancies between her base design and how typically fairy designs are. A lot of their fabrics tend to be flowy and, movie and very much. Versus is very tight to her skin. I mean, sure, some of it does move, but it's also very tight to her skin, which is more of a dark fairy thing. So also is like the flower things around her head, like that's also a very dark fairy thing. That's kind of a big thing for them. She also has a lot of black, which isn't common. I mean, Elise does have black, yes, but however, black is more of an accent instead of a secondary color like Aversa's. Just overall, she seems like if you were to take both of the fairies and merge them together to make one super fairy, you'd get Aversa. So you'd have the pastels, the bright pinks and the purples, and then you'd also have the dark colors of the darker fairies with the blacks and, all of that, and the head flower petals and all that jazz. So it's hard to say that she's a bad fairy design because in the grand scheme of things, she is both a dark fairy and a light fairy in terms of design. So it's like, I don't really know how to rate her on this, because my initial instinct is when I saw this, outside of knowing what realm she was, I was like, oh, she is a dark fairy who likes pastel. Wait a second. Did they really make her a light fairy? I really wish that they either went the route of making her a lot more pastel, changing all of the blacks to more of a pale cream color, something a little more like yellow toned, something like that to really push her into the light fairy realm, or for her to, go dark fairy and then vamp up those pinks and purples. It just feels like they were designing it and they originally had the intention of her being a dark fairy and they were like, oh, lol, let's make her a light fairy, and then just did that. So I'm gonna give her a 6 out of 10. I think that's good because it has all of the elements. It just, the color palette is what's sending me, and also she's not having a lot of the same flowy type fabric of other light fairies do. So maybe a 7. Yeah, let's upgrade her to a 7 because I think a 7 is more apt description for her design fitting into the light fairies realm. Now we're going to talk about, well, theming. Theming. So for the light fairies, their theming tends to be innocence, childlike joy, lots of very bright, hopeful type of themings. Will Aversa fit? Let's hear their personality and find out. Yeah. Aversa is a cruel, manipulative, and cold woman highlighted in her seductive traits. She is fiercely loyal to her superiors, though more so to Valadar, who supposedly took her in from the streets as an orphan. Due to Valadar's brainwashing, she is willing to die for him and continue serving Grima after his death. However, after the brainwashing is undone, Aversa's personality changes back to her original one, and she is horrified of what she has done and wishes to atone for her actions by destroying the Grimleal. She is wary of others in the army, feeling that they may kill her out of spite due to her actions under Grimleal control. She strikes a bond with Robin, either forming a rivalry with female Robin or teasing male Robin. Aversa cares much about her parents, as shown in conversations with Tiki. She's jealous of Tiki because of her Manakete status, as she is 3,000 years old but is still young in dragon years. Aversa jokes that by the time someone calls Tiki a hag, her grandkids would be buried. She's not concerned with eternal life, stating that she is more content with eternal youth. In her conversation, she mentions that she would like to go back to how she looked 10 years prior to the events of Awakening. So, I can see an argument being placed for having Aversa fit. You know, brainwashing kind of removed her original personality. So she has the innocence in the sense of, you know, her original self not being tainted. However, you know, she has to deal with the repercussions of what she did when she was, you know, brainwashed. I struggle. I struggle with the theming aspect of this because, like, okay, it's not bad per se. It's not like looking at this, I could be like, oh my god, this is like the worst decision Faye has ever made in their lives. But I can't look at this and say, yeah, it's the best one they've made, you know? It feels like she would have fit in so many other realms besides the light fairies. I mean, for one, dark fairies. A key thing about their theming is devotion. Thorns left on roses. And that seems like exactly what Aversa's personality is. She has a different side to her besides the evil villainous side we all know her about. But like, she's extremely devoted to Gangrel. Yes, that was through, you know, brainwashing, but there's still that devotion. And then she becomes devoted to, you know, making up for what she did. And, you know, that's still devotion. She is very much beautiful on the outside and has things on the inside that really are dangerous and really, like, show off exactly what the dark fairies are about. But no, she's a light fairy. Okay. I think another thing that would have been really good for her, honestly, is like, you know, Moosebell. It just feels very fitting with her type of persona and how she has received great power over the course of her life and got great power by being chosen by Valadar, and, you know, having all of this responsibility thrust upon her, thus molding her into somebody who has received great power through political means and also, you know, combat means. So I really struggle to fit her into the very pure realm of the light fairies, because it's a lot more aimed towards, you know, being innocent and having that youthful hope and optimism, and Aversa really doesn't have that from my understanding of her. And to be fair, I really didn't use Aversa. I just did not want to use her. I did not, okay? I know she wanted to redeem herself, but I don't care. I did not want to use her. So I think I'm going to give her a 2 on fitting into light fairies realm. I really wish that she was a dark fairy, honestly. Like, okay, I'll get into this in my personal opinions and all that jazz, but I really think that she would have been exactly what dark fairies needed, and I think she would have rocked, you know, everything about being a dark fairy. So 2, you know, as my final rating. personal opinions. Regardless of everything I said in the past 2 sections, I fucking love this. See, it's so fun to do these, especially when I have such differing opinions. I could look at this objectively from my opinion and be like, fuck, this is amazing. I love the pastels with the black. I love her outfit. I love all of it. And then, you know, when I'm getting analytical, I'm like, oh god, this doesn't fit, but I still love it. That's the wonders of Resplendent Heroes. You know, some of them match perfectly and you really love them. Some of them, you know, match perfectly and you don't like them, and vice versa, you know, essentially. And it's an exciting ride. I as I said, I really love this. I really love just everything about this. Okay, footnote, I don't love her special art. Like, I don't know, I just feel like it could have been a little more, what's the word? Cohesive? Yeah, I think cohesive is the word I'm looking for. Because, like, yes, the magic trails are coming out from her hands, but, like, they aren't going in the same kind of way. And I guess that kind of evokes more of her, like, chaotic kind of magic. But I don't know. It just, little nitpick from me. Little nitpick. Everything else I really adore. I love the posing of her attack and special. Like, they look so good. Just the dynamics of it. And the legs and everything. And I am pleasantly surprised that they actually made a damage dart not look fan servicey. Like, excuse me? Who are you? I'm very pleasantly surprised with that. I am so overjoyed that it's not just, you know, you'd see her in a seductive pose being injured and, you know, all of that jazz. I enjoy that very much. As I said, I really love this. Not only for the fact that Aversa looks freaking amazing in this, I love this because this opens the door to GHB units getting Resplendence. GHB units getting Resplendence. Yes, because every single Resplendent up until Aversa right now has been somebody you summon. So I'm so thrilled for this because I am so excited about what the future is going to entail for, you know, Resplendence and how GHBs are going to get it, and I'm so excited. There are some units there that need a little bit of a glow up and deserve a glow up, aka, come on, give my boy Recruit, give him something amazing, please. I would love that. Oh gosh, yeah. So, yeah, just overall, my personal opinion is I adore this so freaking much. Now, as for the tier list, I'm gonna be biased because this is my opinion. This is my tier list. So, I love her design so much more than I do her original design. Because it's pastels. Come on, guys. You know I'm weak to that. I am weak. As for where in Better Than Base she's going to fit, she's gonna go right above Julia, I think. Yeah, I don't like it as much as I like Elise's because Elise's just fits her perfectly. But I still significantly really love this. Can you tell from my tier list that majority of the light fairies are, you know, pretty high ranking, except for Erica. Poor Erica. I have so many problems with Erica's Resplendent. I don't want to talk about that right now. But yeah, she's gonna be in Better Than Base as one of my higher tier ones. What do you guys think of Aversa's Resplendent? Are you hyped just like me on the fact that, you know, GHB units can finally get Resplendence? Oh, they've deserved it. They've deserved it. Let me know your comments down below. Also, did you notice something new in this video? Yes. This little piece of art, you know, of Aversa, I animated that. Heck yeah. Of course, I'm a novice on it, so it's not perfect, but like, I'm proud of it. And I think I'm going to continue doing that for Resplendent reviews. No, I'm not going to animate all of them because, oh dear God, that sounds exhausting to do. To animate 4 pieces of art to get this Resplendent review out. So no, I'm just going to be doing the standing post because that's the one I typically use the most. And, you know, I feel like that would be kind of dynamic to have that moving when it's, you know, the main one on screen. And yes, I will be sharing these that file on Twitter, so, you know, follow me there. Follow me there. Who do you think is the next Resplendent? Let me know. And thank you guys so much for watching and subscribing. Keep fighting your battles, and I will see you next time. Toodaloo!